Hello everybody, and welcome to Tales and Tales, a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. I am the Dungeon Master of our short campaign. I'm Ben Rutz. Let's introduce our players before we get started, starting with Justin.
My name is Justin Kingery. I'm the Assistant Head of Adult and Teen Services here at the main library, and I am playing Katka, an Aarakocra rogue.
I'm Doug Workinger. I'm the Assistant Director here at the library, and I will be playing Theobald, who is a Tortle Sorcerer.
My name is Brennan Reed. I'm the head of the Children's Service Department here at the library, and I am playing Zip, who is a Tabaxi Bard.
And as we continue throughout the story, we'll find out more about the characters. And speaking of our three major characters, this campaign revolves around coming together and fighting our main villain of our campaign. His name is Lionel Witchie, who has harmed our main characters in some way. So let's go ahead and get things started. Lionel Witchie is a powerful warlock who one night a year is extremely powered down, and our main characters here have figured out what night exactly that is and have tracked him down and found his location on this very night. The characters have recently discovered that Lionel Witchie's lair is in the middle of a zoo that is no longer operational. Your mission is to break into the zoo and take out Lionel Witchie before the end of the night. If you take too long, you will allow for him to regain his strength. And our story begins, and look at that, you've already found your way into the zoo.
Oh,
My goodness,
right.
You guys are talented.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so you heard that the zoo was closed down because of some sort of extreme magical power that caused for the structure of the zoo to shift. All the animals were able to, break free of their, respective zones, and some of them even managed to escape. It was too expensive to repair, and so the zoo was just shut down. Since it was never repaired, you happen to find a hole inside of the gate of the forest section where you were able to break in. You've heard that Lionel Witchie's lair is somewhere within this zoo. You find yourself in the forest environment. There are various animals that you do see all around you. They notice you, but they don't really care that you're here. What would you like to do?
So, what animals do we see? Just
So
anything dangerous?
make a perception check.
16.
16, yeah. So you don't actually see any super duper dangerous animals, or even if you did, they aren't really paying attention to you. The animals that you see just glancing around, you happen to see some birds up in the trees, you see some squirrels climbing up and down. There's one squirrel that is wagging its tail fiercely at a fox that is down on the ground that knows it can't quite get to the squirrel, and the squirrel's messing with it. But yeah, no big scary animals at this time.
I'd like to kind of sneakily move through the trees, kind of just try to progress further inwards and see what I can find.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a stealth check to see how stealthy we are approaching.
21.
A 21. My goodness, you move with the flow of the trees. Even your own party has a difficult time almost noticing exactly where you are. But you all have been working together for quite a while, and so despite your ability to be quite stealthy, your companions are quite familiar with your skills. Let's go ahead and have everybody give me a perception check.
What time of day is it?
So it is dusk at this point. You see that the sun is just now starting to set.
Got a 20 on perception.
15.
Oh, 7.
A 7.
The evening is starting out well.
So I'm going to do perception a little different than what you might be familiar with. Basically, I am going to, since this is a fairly short campaign, give you all of the information, but starting with the person that rolled the lowest, you get the least amount of information all the way up to the highest, if that makes sense, okay? So Theobald, you notice that your boots are covered in mud. It's a pretty slimy and squishy environment that you find yourself in. It might have rained here in the area recently.
For the record, Theobald's naked. He doesn't wear boots.
Good call. So that would mean that your hooves do turtles Turtles? Is it hooves? Feet.
I have claws. There's
Claws.
feet. Let's just call them feet.
Whatever your feet are called, they are covered in mud. You are a dirty boy. All right.
Sure.
I have special boots. So.
Okay, so your boots are also covered in mud.
Okay.
Let's see, Kotka, you notice that the low-hanging trees provide some really good cover for a stealthy approach to wherever the lair might be, something that Zip is already taking advantage of. Though the squishy sounds of your feet do make a sound from the mud in the area, you feel like it is drowned out by the nearby animals. You're not making a big scene of your entrance.
Okay.
And Zip, you notice that there are a large amount of animals that are all corralling in one area. As you are stealthily approaching that group of animals, you see some larger animals there as well. There's some bears, there's foxes, even some wolves, as well as other forest animals, all just corralling around one space.
Bears. Plural.
At least there aren't lions and tigers, oh my. I'd like to continue very cautiously moving towards that to see if I can see what they're kind of corralling around. See
Sure.
what's happening over there.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Where on the map is Zip going?
Yeah, where should I?
So, for the purposes of the map here, the focal point of what you should be looking at is, of course, what's within the circle of trees that's there.
Okay.
We are in a foresty environment, so it's basically trees all around the outside of there.
Okay.
But this is the focal point of what we're looking at. So as you start to approach, you are, let's say you are right behind that nearest tree that you are currently, let's say that you are kind of
Right.
peeking behind there.
Okay.
As you get a closer look in with that pretty high perception roll that you were able to, that you made, you notice that there is some kind of stick or staff or something sprouting out of the ground with a flashing light that seems to be captivating the attention of all these animals.
Guys, it looks like a rave. You know I'm down. Let's check it out.
If you want to go sort of counterclockwise, I will go clockwise.
Works for me.
Okay. So I would also like to sort of stealthily.
So each of you are going to take a different direction around the outside
yeah.
of the perimeter of the circle in the trees. Theobald, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna sit down on a log and clean my feet off
Yeah. You like to be
and
okay.
watch them a little bit. you know,
Sure.
mostly clean my feet off.
Yeah. Okay. So you sit down on a log as the two of you continue to circle around. So as you are watching what's going on with the animals that are within this, you start to focus your attention on the flashing light within the staff. It is every second or so it flashes once more. And as you continue to circle around, you notice yourself getting closer and closer to the staff itself, almost as if your feet are moving in that direction without you having any sort of wherewithal that you're even doing it. Let's go ahead and have, since only Kotka and Zip are paying attention to this staff at this point in time, let's go ahead and have just the two of you make wisdom saving throws for me.
2.
Yeah. Okay.
19.
19, yeah. So with your 19, you feel yourself starting to head in that direction, but then you shake it off. You shake your head, just like Taylor Swift. You shake it off, and you're able to kind of get your attention back to yourself. But you notice that Kotka is not in that same way. Kotka is continuing to approach the light, continuing to walk closer and closer and closer to it. How's your feet looking over there, Theobald?
Oh, they're much cleaner. I kind of noticed that Katka's doing something and Zip is doing something, and my feet are clean.
Good to hear it. Let's see. As you continue to approach Kotka, you start to hear this voice, a voice that only you can hear because it's in your head. This voice it's a gravelly, a deep voice, and it says to only you, "My bite is strong enough to crush your bones.
I'll devour your flesh and ignore your groans. Though I do eat meat, I mostly eat leaves, berries, and nuts. If you meet me, stand your ground, for if you run, I will kick your butt. What animal am I?
I want to say a bear.
So do you say it out loud? Do you just think it? Are you what is going through Katka's mind?
I would
is
probably
this riddle is
probably just think bear.
you just think the word bear, and
I mean,
as
if the question is just in my mind, then I would just answer it.
sure, yeah. Well, as you do, you think the word bear. Immediately, the light on the staff stops shining, so bright, and goes out. The second that it goes out, you immediately get your attention back. All of the animals that were sitting there focusing on that light kind of shake their heads a bit, and they kind of just go back to doing their own thing. All but the bears. Yes, there are two quite large grizzly bears that are now turning their attention toward you, quite furious that
Okay.
you have broken their trance. It's time to roll initiative. All right, what did everybody get?
19.
Zip's got a 19.
What did I say?
16.
16. 16.
20.
16 and 20. My gosh, you guys.
These rolls are.
You guys roll so high. Oh
It's
man.
gonna change.
And what did our bears
Always
get?
does. Unless it's bad, then it has potential to stay that way.
Okay, so you are able to, Katka, get your attention back to yourself.
Yep.
Before the large growling bears get any opportunity to move upon you. You see that they are looking at you quite hostilely as you have gotten rid of their magical shiny thing that they were really enjoying, and now they are all eyes on you. What would you like to do?
I would like to dash towards Theobald and use a bonus action to hide.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Let's see, 5, 10, 12, 17. So I should be able to
That's
hide.
Zip, not Theobald.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Towards Theobald.
Yes. Despite traveling with them for quite a while, you
Yeah.
still get them confused. One's a cat, one's a turtle. They do look quite similar.
happens.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that your stealth has got to beat their passive perception. Okay. So
Okay.
the bear's passive perception is going to be a 13. So as long as you roll higher than 13, then you'll be able to hide from the bears.
I got a 13.
A 13 exactly. So we'll say that
Okay.
succeeds then. So
Also, I have advantage on stealth, so I rolled twice.
Oh, okay.
I was not like, I didn't like that one.
yeah. Yeah, so the bears follow you in your movements, but just as you get out of view, they immediately lose themselves, and they think, well, I think he went in that direction, but I'm not quite, so they are kind of confused at this point. Is that going to be your turn, Katka?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Moving on to Zip. You see your friend Katka come running toward you and immediately duck behind a tree. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the closest one, and I'm going to shout out that his mother was a teddy bear and smelled of elderberries, and then I am going to attempt to move over behind Theobald to try and get myself out of harm's way.
Now I have to make a, what kind of save?
Wisdom saving
It's a
throw.
wisdom saving throw.
13 is what he is
All
trying to
right,
beat.
so that is going to be a 17 on the save there. So he was a little bit confused by your comment. He has always found elderberries to smell quite pleasant.
Sure.
So that it didn't quite graze him, but it's a good try on that. All right, so it looks like it is now up to Theobald. What would you like to do?
Theobald is going to yell in a very shrill voice, "Bear!" and withdraw into his shell.
Okay, you do just that. Upon hearing your shout, their attention gets drawn over to you in that area, and the bears are going to start moving right over there toward you.
Will our heroes survive the bear attack? Find out next time on Tales and Tales, a Dungeons and Dragons adventure.